show you guys the basics of t-shirt printing. So we'll be using heat transfer vinyl today, and I want to start off by showing you guys just how easy and simple it is to start editing an image. It doesn't even have to be an image, it could be a text, one word, as simple as one word to make your t-shirt. Look at this. This is something that I made during quarantine, basically during COVID-19. It says quarantine and chill, and of course it's supposed to replicate Netflix or whatever, Netflix and chill. So yeah, let's make a t-shirt today and chill. Anyhow, so as you can see, I ain't come to play today, okay? I have my laptop here, I have my Silhouette here, and I have my heat press here today. All right, so I'm gonna be dropping gems, some tips all throughout this video. So if you want to hear them, you have to stay until the end of the video. Stay tuned. So what we're using today is the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition, and this is where I'm going to be editing my image. So as you can see, I went ahead already and I started to edit an image, but I am going to remake it. I'm going to remake it just for you guys so you can see how simple and easy it is to edit your text, whatever you want to put on your shirt. Okay, so I'm sorry guys, I'm not able to screenshot my screen as yet. Still getting used to the whole recording thing on my laptop. So anyhow, we're just gonna have to make it do what it do. So okay, so I have my words, nurse and craft, right? So I'm just gonna size them up how I want them. I'm going to try and get it the exact same way that I have my one on this side. So I'm gonna group this by highlighting everything and then right clicking on the mouse pad. I want to group everything, and then I want to go to the star right here, the star icon, and that's going to offset my words, my text. So it doesn't look like anything has happened, but once you move the image, you would be able to see. So it's purple. I'll just make it white. Okay, so now you can see we're cooking with gas. We also need to group this as well, or make compound path, whichever one. They're both basically the same. Okay, and there you go. But I want to make the white text just a little bit larger so that you can see some dimension between both words. So I don't want it to be the exact size. Okay. So I'm just gonna play with it until I like how it looks. So as you can see, the more you play around with it, the more, you know, different ways you can get it. Maybe even that. So I'm just gonna ungroup this image here on the side, just because I want to move the stethoscope. I wanna add that like right there. So I just like to put this background here because that's the color that I'm going to use for my shirt. And so it acts, you know, it gives me an idea of how it's gonna look on the shirt. So as you can see on this side, the word crafts is a bit larger than the word nurse. And in this one that I just did, the word nurse is larger than the word crafts, but I think I prefer it this way. So I'm going to leave it, and voila, I have my image. So I hope this is basic for you guys and not too advanced. What I'm gonna do now is size up everything before I forget. So I just grouped it again just to make it easier. For the size shirt, I'm making the shirt for myself. So the size shirt that I'm gonna use is an extra large in the V-neck. And so I would probably, I think I'm gonna make this about 9.5, just because it'll be a bit smaller than if I was to wear a regular t-shirt. Okay. So I used my width as 9.5 and my height will be, I don't want anything too big. I don't want it to cover the whole shirt. So let me see how it's gonna work at about 5.5. But I think we're ready to cut. So now that we're sized, what I'm gonna do is separate again. I'm going to cut the purple first. Okay, so because we're using the HTV, which is the heat transfer vinyl, we would have to flip this horizontally or flip it horizontally or mirror the image. And we do this because we don't want the text to be backwards. Now, if it was a picture, it wouldn't have mattered, but because it's words that we need to read and we need it to be legible, we're going to flip it, okay? By the way, tip, you want to group your words or your images, whatever you're using, as close as you can together, just to save the maximum amount of vinyl that you can, okay? So I would not have this word down here and this word nurse up here and then cut it like that, because all of that vinyl you're gonna lose in between and it doesn't make sense. Or you'll have to cut around it, and then you have all types of scrap pieces. That doesn't make sense unless it can't be avoided. So try and group everything together as well as you can. So that is tip number 1. Hope you got it. You go to send, okay? And send is where you'll find the different options for the types of material that you're using. Like I said, we're using the HTV today, so we're going to select heat transfer smooth, and it has pre-settings here already, as you can see, but because I know what I'm used to cutting at, I'm just going to go and increase them. And so I will use about 22 for the force and about, let's say, 7 for the depth. And speed, we don't want it too fast, don't want it too slow, so we're gonna go with a 7. And I think we're ready to cut, guys. We're ready to cut. And so of course this is the send button where you're going to send your information to the silhouette to now be cut, and it's as simple as that.